Sup my dudes, Valk here, and today, before I get into the video, I'm gonna just get this out of the way because I get asked every single video, what cosmetic am I using, what blessing am I using? It's female Shadow Monarch. Yeah, just go here, and then Shadow Monarch right here. To get it, you go to the shop, and you buy it for $Bucks on their skins. Anyways, today I'm gonna talk about how the game lies to you. There is basically, there's a lot of confusion with how Despair plus White stacks because more people are getting access to Ichigo Blanco. How Despair, Fear, and White stack together. They don't stack, they override, and I'll be showing that in today's video. And that's when we'll talk about where the game lies to you, because the game shows that you can put all these debuffs on one enemy and it still applies, but that's not necessarily true. It mostly just overrides. So let's go ahead. Let's go to Training Field. I already have a team made up for it. And I'm going to showcase that today, where I'm going to apply Slow plus Despair plus White to a target and show you guys that they don't stack, they override. What I mean is, if Despair plus White are applied, right, they're going to get the Slow from Despair, but the debuff from White, where they take, I think, 1.5 times more damage. Whereas if Despair and Slow are applied, then they take the damage increase from Despair, but then they take the greater Slow. Basically, what I'm getting at is they take the greatest, detriment to themselves. They take the biggest debuff to themselves, and it overrides. And I'll be showcasing that today in today's video. I've done testing to do it. I'm not 100% on the slow, but that's how I'm assuming it works, because I've tested White plus Despair before, and I haven't noticed a move speed difference, but we'll find out today. So we're not doing anything crazy. Make sure effects are off, because he's going to be our litmus test. What's his attack stat? Get up to 215k. Good, because we're going to be needing to see exactly how hard he hits in comparison to the others. So next we're going to get Despair up, and then we're going to get Ichibe up with the White. Actually, we don't even need eyes in thinking about it. Ichibe will be our test subject. So first things first, right now he's got Black as a passive. So let's see exactly. First, we're going to do ×5 speed. And then we're going to spawn in a good chunky sized enemy and see exactly what happens from there. So 242k, 543k. So I could spawn in probably a 5 mil enemy, and we'll get a good baseline for how long they take to die. So 5 mil, we're going to summon. We're going to ×5 speed it, just to speed it up. And they're going to die, it looks like, about right here, right? So now whenever we swap over to White, because White is 1.5 times damage, reduce enemy, and reduce 20% enemy walk speed, the enemy should walk faster if White completely overrides it. And they should die like here-ish, because they're taking... If it stacks, they should be taking 1.3, so 2.5 times total, right? They should be taking a ton more damage, so they should die like instantly, right? So let's find out. You notice they're going about the exact same speed. They do die a small amount earlier. They die here instead of here. So now let's add Slow into the play. If Slow were to stack too, like it shows, then they should die probably up here. Let's see. You can see Slow does not stack. It visually does show it. The main reason is the amount of damage he put out. You can see he did 1 million. So obviously they're going to die sooner. But yeah, like if let's up this up to 10 million to kind of show the point again. Summon. Let's see. This is with White applied. You can see they're going to be able to live probably to about over here. You can see the speed they're going to. And that's because Slow is 30%, this is 50%, and then this one is only 20%. So you can see that they're going to, once I swap him over and put Black back on, because now we're going to get to see how White compares to Black, because he was able to go to about here before he finally died. You guys will get to see exactly what I mean by he's moving like roughly the exact same speed, because the Despair Slow is the strongest one. It overrides, doesn't stack. Very, very big distinction between the two. You can see he lives slightly longer. About here, where the first one died over here-ish. He lives slightly longer, so you guys get the idea. This is what I'm trying to drive home. So now, if we were to do this and remove the despair, I wish I could, like, bring this level of damage, but without the despair. Eisen, how much damage do you do? Is it 500 something K? It probably will be. Okay, close enough. A little bit off. It's like 100K off, but you guys will get the idea. So we're gonna now swap this with white, and the last 10 mil died about here, correct? I gotta get them off of white. What color are you? You're white. You're purple. I need a neutral color. Purple will do. So, now we're going to basically keep the first one at 10 million with Kujaku Demon died about here. Because he has slightly less attack, I imagine it's going to die about here-ish. Here-ish to about here in this range. Let's see how accurate if I am. If I'm accurate, it kind of proves my theory, right? That despair plus white don't stack. So he is on white, right? Yeah. So now we're going to summon. And I'm just going to stand here and we'll see what happens. Oh, I also didn't factor in his SPA. His SPA is pretty short. But you guys can see. Yeah. About right here. Without Kujaku's Demon's damage. I guessed a little bit wrong because 100K. But you get the idea. Despair plus all this stuff. Despair plus white plus slow does not stack. It's just a visual thing with the tooltip. Like, let me put it down and show you guys what I mean by visual. It's a visual thing with the tooltip. It doesn't stack. You basically have each one doing its own thing, and they override. So it's going to take the best one from each of them. See what I mean? You see how it says despair, slow, and white? Visually, it shows they stack. So the game is lying to you in this, but that's not how it works. You can see it died slightly earlier because Kujaku Demon does more damage. But if despair and white truly stacked, then he should be dying way earlier, like right here, because that's a massive damage amp. But it's not how it works at all. Despair and white do not stack; they override. That is the TLDR of this video. Just wanted to show you guys the exact testing process, what I used to test it, and how I determined exactly how it works. But basically, TLDR does not stack. It overrides, so you don't want to bring multiple things. You don't want to apply like fear plus despair, because I could show that too, that you can put fear, despair, and slow on a single target, but it doesn't do anything. Like, look, watch. You're going to have fear, despair, and slow, and white all on a target at once, but they're going to live to basically the exact same moment, a little bit earlier, because he does add damage to the pool, but it doesn't stack. It just doesn't stack, and it's that simple. You can see he did 300k, and that's why he died slightly earlier, is because the 300k. Whereas normally he would have died right at this corner. He died right here instead. But with fear adding 1.2 times, despair adding 1.4 times? Or 1.3 times? 1.3 times, and then white adding 1.5 times. If all three of these truly stacked, the enemy would be blowing up about here. They would be blowing up like instantly. That is a massive damage modifier altogether. But that's not how it works. It just takes the strongest one and it applies that to the enemy. So you can't stack multiple debuffs. Don't think you can. I've seen this misinformation go around quite a bit. It's just a visual thing with the tooltip. It's a visual thing with the indicators over the enemy's heads. The game does lie to you in that regard. So that's basically the video. Just want to make this video clear up this mechanic. I know a lot of people are very, very confused on how this works, since not a lot of people have Ichibig because he's just a crazy grind, whereas a ton of people are getting Ichigo Blanco because they're doing the Abyss, and they're like, oh, white stacks with despair and fear and wow, poggers, and that's not how it works at all. So just wanted to clear that up. As far as my Abyss stream, I'm going to be doing it on Monday. My net seems to be better. My net seems to be fixed. Hopefully, I get my Ethernet cord in on Monday because the dog chewed through my Ethernet as well. It hasn't been a good week. But hopefully, everything's fixed now. I'll probably be streaming on the Wi-Fi on Monday, so who knows how the stream's going to go. But I want to get Abyss over with. But this weekend, my little brother finally has off, so I'm going to be playing Power World with my little brother, which should be pretty fun. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any more questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.